Welcome back to the InherAlchemist TV. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look into Martell Holt, just seeing what the current energies are. I meditated with the legal situation in mind. But the tarot cards tell the story they want to tell. I try not to do predictive tarot for the simple fact that you can change your destiny or your fate. You know, if I say, oh, if you go to this place tomorrow, there's going to be an accident and you don't go to that place, then there's no accident. You know what I mean? So in that case, is the tarot wrong or is the tarot right? Right? But I will say there is a future position listed in this spread. I think that could be kind of indication of something predicted, right? So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Please go ahead and like the video if you haven't already. For those of you who do, automatically, thank you so very much. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and that you have your notification bells on. It's a lot of cards on this table because I had to clarify a lot, but I don't know if Martell wants these kids. I think you guys were telling me that the court date was about custody. Whenever the court date is, I don't know, whatever the situation is, but I don't think that he's actually trying to fight for this. I think he's made so many mistakes and he's losing some type of confidence in himself. I don't know, but I just don't show this as being like one of his main concerns for some reason. So that's just me looking over the whole spread at a glance. Now, the overall energy for the spread was the Page of Wands in reverse. So the Page of Wands in reverse is, it's not really the best thing because it represents delays. But these are not just regular delays. These are delays that cause problems. And I don't know if there was some type of like disruption of his plans. There was something maybe he was supposed to do and he didn't do it, and he needed to like travel somewhere to make something happen or be prepared, or there was some type of mix up or something like that. But there was something that he needed to have that he didn't have, or it didn't come on time or something like that. You know what I mean? And so the Page of Wands in reverse, it's a card of travel from the perspective of whatever it is that was missing or that you needed. You had to be like out of your way to get it. Now, Martell is coming in. He was coming in as unstable. And I didn't know if that meant physically unstable, meaning like he didn't have a car or something like that. But it looks like something he was not able to obtain. And I was just thinking like, was that because of transportation, or did you have something from out of town or something like that? I don't know, but like I said, it's the overall energy of the spread. Now, this may be what he conveyed in the courts or something like that, but whatever it was a lie or something. It was like he was like giving false information, or he was making it like he had something that he didn't have, and then he was saying it turned out it was in this location and I couldn't come up with it because I had to go fly this place to get it. It was something like that. But it seemed like it was some type of like misleading information that he was providing in the situation, or I don't know if this is to a judge or to his attorney, because I was showing in the spread, he's also lying to his attorney about something. That's a little later on in the spread, but when I flipped over the deck after I did the spread and seen this Page of Wands in reverse, that's kind of like related to this storyline that I'm getting. So I don't know what that man has going on. I know that there's some instability there. I don't know if he got some bad news along the way. I feel like he's gonna have some bad news just because I'm looking at the future outcome of this spread, and it ain't good news. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So that's the overall energy for the spread. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the spread. So with the Devil card, we have first off, it came out as the Six of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and then it was clarified by the Devil card, and the Four of Cups came out with it. Now, the Devil card is the card that I use for Martell because he's a Capricorn. At least that's what you guys have told me, and I'm sticking with it because it makes perfect sense in most of the readings. Now he has that with the Six of Swords in reverse, as well as the Eight of Swords, which is also in reverse. Now what's interesting is that the Six of Swords, I don't know if he like accidentally told on himself, or he accidentally like slipped up and admitted to something, or it could have been suggested to him that he admit to something and take some type of punishment for something. Now the Six of Swords represents that kind of guilty plea, or him admitting to something. Like I said, I don't know if he slipped up and told on himself, because he's coming in as very unstable right now, and I didn't know if that instability had to do with physical instability or mental instability. There's a lot of swords in here, which would indicate mental instability, but at the same time, with him having travel delays, it was just giving me some issues like that. Now, I know there's a topic of revenge porn, and the Devil card is here with the Six of Swords, saying that he admitted to something, or I don't know if it was like something dramatic, but it looks like he admitted to doing something, and I don't know if that was like suggested as a way to kind of like get that off the table, or to reduce some type of criminal charge associated with it. But it looks like he came clean about something, you know what I mean? And for me, I feel like it might be that revenge porn situation, just because of the fact that the Devil card is here, right? Now with the Eight of Swords, that's like saying that he was warned, and I show there's many cards of him being warned. I don't know if there's something that the judge had asked him to do repeatedly, or warned him about doing repeatedly, and he didn't do it, and now it's like, now it's like, okay, now it's a problem or something like that. But this looks like something that was like going on over time, or like I said, something that has been repeatedly asked of him. Now the Eight of Swords is here also. The Four of Cups is here also. Now the Four of Cups is also in reverse, so this is like showing that he has some disappointment with the way things were going, or the way things are gonna go. And I feel like in that disappointment, he started to get like a little bit out of pocket or dramatic or something like that. And in his like dramatic outburst, he told on himself about something, or he just gave up and was like, yeah, I admit it, I did it, or something like that. But I feel like he just has a lot of negative feelings, and that he's just, I don't know, I feel like he wants some type of negativity off of him. And right now, I don't know, it's just looking real like he's willing to walk away from the situation, walk away from the kids, and move on altogether. I really honestly am not getting a lot of energy from this spread that he's interested in maintaining his relationship or power struggle or anything about the kids anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I don't even know with this Eight of Swords and this Six of Swords, I don't know if he even told the judge he got into some type of accident, or something was an accident, or I don't know, but it looks like it's almost like he admitted to something, but he's like trying to make some type of excuse for it at the same time. Or he had a bunch of excuses for something, and then it was suggested to him like, okay, well, shit, it's not looking good, so whatever it is, instead of making the situation work, we need to kind of like, diffuse it so that we can get things the best as possible, because he was like, he's on a path of making something that's already bad worse, you know what I mean? And this Eight of Swords represents kind of like a legal matter. Again, there was something that he was supposed to take care of that he didn't, and I feel like he just came with some type of excuses or something like that. Like there was like some type of unexpected emergencies or something that caused some type of delay, but it looks like that's not going to be like unchecked, you know what I mean? Now, in his subconscious mind, or I don't even want to say his subconscious mind, I'm going to say what's motivating the situation from like behind the scenes, or what the general feeling is. We have the Ten of Wands coupled with the Nine of Cups. Both of these are in reverse. So I feel like, I don't know if Martell is like tired. The Ten of Wands is like, this is like a feeling of being overburdened, you know what I mean? But with the Nine of Cups, it's like being overburdened with what you thought you wanted, or overburdened with like trying to get like your wish fulfilled, you know what I mean? Or what you thought was your wish to be fulfilled with the Nine of Cups. You know what I mean? The Nine of Cups is always asking you, it's like, be careful what you wish for. You know what I mean? And so it seems like he's starting to rethink a situation and starting to be like, okay, well, this is going to kind of oppress me. Like, if I have this going on, I'm not going to be able to do this, or, you know what I mean? And I feel like from that perspective, spiritually, he kind of like relinquished his desire to get the kids or something like that. And from there, shit, the universe is going to respond. You know what I mean? Because I do show in the near future that 3 to 6 months that this is the loss of a case, because he has the King of Swords in reverse and also the Eight of Pentacles. Now, with the Eight of Pentacles being there, that could have to do with business. It does not necessarily mean the loss of this case, but there is a loss of a case. It looks like it's pertaining to some type of business or work endeavor or contract or something like that, where maybe he didn't get paid or somebody was unpaid, or something like that. There seems to be some missing money or some less money in a situation, and I'll show that there's a loss of a case there. Now, that's the King of Swords in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles. This could also represent a lawyer, right? King of Swords is always an attorney, but usually that's when it's in the upright. But this is kind of maybe like an unemployed lawyer, or a lawyer who he may have fired, or something like that. But like I said, for the most part, it's looking like you lost a case, and maybe, I don't know if you're going to blame your lawyer or something like that, or say that the lawyer was ineffective, or wait till the last minute to fire an attorney. It could be something like that as well. This Nine of Cups, like I was saying, is he's asking himself to be, do I really want this? Like I said, in the vein of like being careful what you wish for, it seems like he's reevaluating how much of a burden or how much responsibility it would be for him to take on the kids in any extenuating capacity. I don't know what they have going on right now, but I don't even see him as really kind of like wanting that much. You know what I mean? Or he could just be doing some reverse psychology. You know, these niggas do reverse psychology. And if you try to take something from them, they try to hurry up and not want it, so that you force it on them. You know what I mean? So it's like if you say, oh, you're not going to see your kids. And he's like, oh, okay, I don't care. Then the next thing you know, the woman's like, no, he needs to take care of his kids. It's like reverse psychology, right? So he could be doing something like that. For the most part, though, Martell, it seems very satisfied with himself, and there's like 3 cards of arrogance here. I don't know what that has to do with. I did show in his recent past that he's been booed up with somebody. I don't know if he's thinking about getting married, some type of private ceremony with somebody, or somebody like is helping him or giving him some type of like advice. To me, it looks like a friendship. He has the Hermit card with the Two of Swords. The Two of Cups. Let me get that right? Now, so yeah, the subconscious energy was like, he feels good. There's something that he's satisfied about in his personal life. And I feel like he feels like having the kids would be, it would like put a damper on where he is now. And honestly, you guys, I hate to say it, but he don't want the kids no more. I don't even know how else to put it or how else to remix it to make it palatable. If the fight continues, I don't know what it's going to be about, because I don't show that he's either capable or stable enough to have the kids, or like I said, they're going to throw a wrench in the shit that he has going on, for some type of way, in some type of way, excuse me. Now, this Hermit in his Two of Cups, this gave me booed up energy. But you guys know I'm just a ultra romantical type of person. I could see booed up energy in anything. But I was thinking with the overall spread, because the overall spread this is not a romantic spread. This is not a relationship spread. And so I'm sitting up there meditating on the Hermit and the Two of Cups. Now, the Hermit is like a person that goes within, or, does like introspection. But the Hermit is also a doctor, an alchemist, if you will. You know what I mean? This person with wisdom, person with the prudence, or give you some type of advice or something like that. Then I said, okay, so if I look at the Hermit like it's a doctor, and then I see this Two of Cups, then what's going on? What I think is going on is that he was referred to some type of doctor by a friend to fabricate some type of document. And I don't know if he didn't get it in time, because with that overall energy of the spread being a page of wands in reverse, this is him. Something was delayed in some paperwork that he was supposed to get. And it seems like it was at a distance. You know what I mean? Now, for some reason, with this whole Atlanta connection, just thinking about Carlos or what's her name? Sheree. For some reason, it came in my head like, I wonder if they referred him to some doctor to spruce up some paperwork for him. You know what I mean? And I was thinking along the YouTube storyline of him having to get a psyche vow. I don't know if that's true or not, right? But if that is the case, and that's a proven fact, then I am inclined to believe that somebody helped put him in touch with a doctor that was supposed to like fabricate the paperwork. And this is, you know what, when I got that download about the so-called character witnesses, I'm wondering if this is what I was seeing, because it was the download that I got was like him gathering up some papers to like vouch for himself. But now that I'm looking at the actual spread, because that was just a download, I don't know what it was. I didn't even know the court date was coming or nothing. The shit just came in my head. You know what I mean? When I was, when I, whatever, right? Yeah, it came in my head, and I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? So now that I'm looking at this, how it's going, I'm like, okay, they set him up with somebody who's supposed to hook him up with something, and that didn't come through. You know what? And that's why that Hierophant is there. That's the lawyer. I feel like he needed to go pick it up, and I don't know if he didn't have a way there, or he didn't get there in time, or like I said, he may have had to travel to go and get it. I don't know if he had to go to another state or go to some type of location to get it. Maybe he didn't get it in time or something, or he's not going to get it in time or something. Maybe that was why, things are postponed or delayed or something like that. Or this could have happened. People could say things are postponed or delayed, but you really don't know what happened. They could have had the whole verdict and outcome, and you don't know, right? So I'm just reading the spread, however it goes. Now, what's going on right now, though, is this Hierophant card. And the Hierophant is clarified by the Five of Wands in reverse. The Five of Wands in reverse is about lies and contradictions, but he's doing that to like the judge or an attorney, and I feel like he got caught in some type of lie, or like I said, he was contradicting himself. Now at first I was thinking like, okay, did he lie to his attorney? But with this Hierophant card, it's almost making me feel like maybe you even went as far as lying to the judge about something. You know what I mean? And is that lie that you saw this doctor or something, or you lied about needing to get some paperwork from some out of way place and you didn't have it in time or something like that? That's what I'm feeling from this, because that Five of Wands is definitely about you contradicting yourself in some type of way because you lying. You know what I mean? And that's why when we first opened up the spread, it said like he was admitting to being guilty about something. There was some punishment associated with that too. Now, I felt like, I was like, I don't know if he slipped up and accidentally told on himself. But now that I see that this deceit is looking more like a contradiction, then that to me says that you contradicted yourself in some type of way, and it came out that you're guilty. You know what I mean? Or this what will happen if it hasn't happened already, right? That's what I'm getting from the spread now. With these two cards here coupled with the beginning. Now that Devil card here, that could represent Martell, but the Devil has a lot of sexually charged energy. Now, remember when I did Melody a while back, it was saying that there was not going to be a criminal charge for revenge porn or something like that, or that maybe she could get a civil case going, like all that shit with Diddy, all that shit is civil, so it's not uncommon. But then I also saw that she was having some type of like win or victory like a couple months later in a spread. You know what I mean? And that was the last spread before I did this one right here. I don't know what her my instincts were just telling me, okay, I don't think she wants to keep her kids from Martell. I think she wants custody so that she can be in control of where they live, where she lives, of the situation. You know what I mean? Which is the best thing if there's an issue of instability. So that's what I was thinking her objective was, if she was trying to go for full custody. But this spread, he's coming in as like so proud and so arrogant that it's almost like saying, like, if she got full custody, I don't want nothing to do with him at all. You know what I mean? That's like the vibe or the energy that I'm getting. And I show that he's being very dramatic. I don't know if he's throwing like some type of temper tantrum, because the 5 of Wands in reverse, sometimes that's about violence. And the Hierophant is about like establishments, you know what I mean? And like I said, establishments could be anything from a sorority to a school to an organization to a courthouse. You know what I mean? So I don't even know if he was coming across as being violent like in the court with this 5 of Wands in reverse, because this is like, it's next to the Hierophant. It's next to that organization card, and it makes me feel like this happened in the organization or something like that as I look at this card. And I was going to clarify it and get another deck, but I think that message is kind of like clear as I'm kind of like looking at these cards. Yeah, so anyway, like I said, he's arguing with some group, with some organization. I think it's the courthouse, and I think it was his attorney, because when I was looking at the Hierophant in this situation, and then I saw that King of Swords in reverse in the near future, and the Hierophant is on top of your head right now, like in your conscious environment, and then you look to the right and you see the loss of a case in the near future, I was like, okay, this Hierophant has to do with some type of like law or legal organization, or, you know, like I told you guys, the Hierophant is like, put yourself in the mind of like a priest, a doctor, a lawyer, something religious like a pastor, a professor, the Pope, that's kind of like Hierophant energy. You know what I mean? The Hermit though, he's also, these are like elders, you know what I mean? Like people who are capable of like passing judgment. You know what I mean? People who are prestigious, people who get information. They're both religious or spiritual, but the Hierophant is more religious structure, whereas the Hermit is more spiritual, but it can still represent some type of doctor. Like they're both doctors, but they could be different types. You know what I mean? The only difference is the Hierophant can also be a lawyer, and the Hermit's not a lawyer. Then I see this King of Swords in reverse, and I'm like, you lost a case. Because the King of Swords in reverse, and I feel like you lost a case due to some type of narcissism. Like he did something, or he's going to do something to try to like outsmart the system, but he's going to slip over his words. I don't know, like I said, if he's being dramatic or extra. Sorry, these incense are choking me. He's going to trip over his words, and he's going to tell on himself. I'm telling y'all. That's what's going to happen, or that's what has happened. And I feel like it cost him the case, or he lost the case because of that. You know what I mean? With that King of Swords in reverse, I can almost definitely be sure of that. And then, but again, what the only thing that threw me off about that was this 8 of Pentacles, because the 8 of Pentacles is about a work situation or business situation. And honestly, it just gave me the vibe that this has something to do more so with business as opposed to this situation. I don't know. Maybe there's a business case that he's going to lose. I don't know. Maybe he has multiple things going on. But yeah, anyways, King of Swords in reverse, that's a narcissist. That's somebody that's arrogant, or I don't know. I just picture him like folding his arms, being real rigid, hard-headed, antagonistic, sarcastic, but he's doing that with people like the judges and the lawyers, and it's kind of just like on full display. You know what I mean? Or there's a situation where he needed to show some type of sympathy or some type of like remorse, and he didn't want to. It's something that he's not remorseful about. But I think it boils down to his attitude. And I think that's why he's showing us like losing this case or something like that. The Emperor. This is another card that kind of like threw me for a loop because he had the Emperor, which is also a card of control. Now, when I'm doing basic spreads, I like the Love and Hip Hop administration. What am I saying? Administrative spreads. I like to call Carlos my Emperor, because he represents like the HNIC, right? This is Martell's energy, though. Martell is coming in as the Emperor, in reverse, and that's clarified by the Two of Wands. Right? But remember, the overall energy for the spread was the Page of Wands. So this is two different energies, right? The Emperor is in reverse, though. So Emperor in reverse, this represents the conflict in the court, or, you know, with the authority. That's what I'm saying. I feel like he got into it. I don't know. I feel like he showed, if this court hasn't happened in the future, he's showing his ass, even if it's behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Because I feel like there's still some type of communications, but he got into it with them. You know what I mean? And again, I feel like that's because he got caught in a lie or contradicted himself or something and got caught out or something like that, or punished over something. Because there is the Eight of Swords is here in reverse, Six of Swords here in reverse. There's cards of punishment here. You know what I mean? But the Emperor in reverse, he loses power. You know what I mean? He loses his authority. He doesn't have any. But instead of him standing in that like a man, quote unquote, he more so gets arrogant, like I said, immature, throwing tantrums, folding his arms, being weak, you know, things like that. And the Emperor in reverse also ends up having problems because of that. And most of those problems are legal or financial. And they lose. You know what I mean? The Emperor in reverse, he also loses a job. Then we've seen the Eight of Pentacles in reverse in the near future, which is also a job loss. Now, remember how I said sometimes I think of the Emperor as Carlos because he's the HNIC. Makes me wonder, did he lose that job? You know what I mean? But yeah, he has two cards of job loss, one coming in the near future and one representing him actually as a person. But again, this is coupled with his arrogance and his kind of like, he's just immature. He's just immature. And I think that is starting to come out a bit, or it's starting to be just more on full display because of his arrogance. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just getting a lot of pouting energy. I'm just getting a lot of defiant energy out of him. You know what I mean? Then you have that clarified by the Two of Wands, which is upright. And the Two of Wands upright, this is saying that sometimes, you know, honestly, the Two of Wands, this is a card of success. This is a card of success. But with your Emperor in reverse, I feel like it negates whatever success possibly you could have been in the line for. Because you're needing like some help or something with that, or because the Emperor is like a loss of control in a way. And like I said, loss of power. So I don't know if he's looking at, I don't know if he's relying on somebody, or he's in need of some type of help. You got this Two of Wands here. You know what I mean? And that's with your Emperor in reverse. And your Emperor in reverse is not a good energy. But then you turn to the external environment and you have this Eight of Cups. Now, this is a card to me of abandonment. You know what I mean? This is a card of you maybe making some plans to walk away from something, or I don't know. To me, like, it's giving me a vibe like Martell be like scheming and making like some harebrained. He be coming up with some plans and they all be like botched or immature or stupid. Like he's trying to, like, I ain't trying to insult the man, but it's almost like he's trying to like stage some coups and then they just never work out. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like giving you like kind of like a bozo energy, because this is another set of cards about some plans. And then you have, but this is in his external environment to his defense. So I don't know if somebody else gave him this plan or somebody suggested this plan. But it is clarified by the Tower card. And to me, both of these cards are about letting go, giving up, like not doing it no more. You know what I mean? The Eight of Cups is like abandoning something, the energy of abandoning something or removing yourself from something that you have emotionally invested your time and your life force and your energy into, and you're just with the Tower card at a moment's notice, like, you know what, I don't want this shit no more, like just out of nowhere. You know what I mean? But then you have that Two of Wands with that Emperor in reverse. The Two of Wands is another card of being ready to go, and the Two of Wands in the Emperor in reverse was in his spread. And so when you look at the Emperor in reverse and you look at that weakness, that immature attitude, and then you look at what he's losing, and then you look at this Two of Wands, like, I'm ready to go, like, fuck it, I'm out. You know what I mean? But where are you going to? You know, are you moving? Maybe he wants to move or something like that. I don't know, but he has this attitude like, I'm ready to go. And then you got the Tower here with the Eight of Cups. This is like I said, I don't think he's trying to fight for this no more. I really don't. And maybe that's why he didn't bother to get his paperwork. But you know what? That Eight of Swords, though, that can be a card of prison. So him getting some paperwork, it might not be as simple as, oh, you don't get the paperwork, so you lose the kids or something like that. It may be something that's considered like contempt of court or something. You know what I mean? So he might, I don't know. You know, he could get in trouble for that or something like that too. You know what I mean? Whereas he thinks he's like being defiant, walking away, giving up. And it's like, no, buddy, it's not even your choice. You know what I mean? The Eight of Cups with the Tower, this has something to do with abandonment. It's almost giving me a vibe of a fear of abandonment, but it's coupled with the fact of, I'm so sick of this situation that I'm going to overcome my fear. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like maybe he held on to this situation, or he's holding on to the situation because he's afraid to be abandoned. Maybe his relationship with his kids is like that thing that, I don't want to say the tie that binds, but you know, people are codependent, and they can be codependent on small children, like just that glimmer of hope. You know how you have those men that will pregnancy trap you, you know, they may not be ready to marry you, but they'll get you pregnant on purpose so that you can be forever in their lives and can't abandon them. You know what I mean? And if you can't because you're tethered by the child. You know what I mean? And it's like, for some reason, I'm getting this vibe of him only wanting the kids out of his fear of abandonment or something like that. And now it's like the situation is so bad and so deteriorated with this Tower card. It's like, I don't know. It's almost helping him overcome his. I feel like he's gonna, like, I don't know. I feel like he's giving up on his kids. That's literally the vibe that I'm getting. I think it's sad. But he might have lost them by himself, because I feel like he gave up because he was like losing something by his own actions, though. You know what I mean? He was like warned, though. There was something that he was told to do like hella times, and he just did not do it. You know what I mean? So it's like, but to me, that's like you, even though it may come across like you lost your court case, to me, you did it to yourself. Like, you know how a guy wants to break up with a woman, and instead of, and him, he's a coward. So instead of him having the courage to say, look, I don't want this no more, then what he does is like do everything to make you break up with him. You know, start the, you know, lies, deceit, betrayal, being sloppy, you know, whatever, being rude, disrespectful, all the things that would turn you off and make you not want somebody, your man, no more, right? And then you break up with him, And so it looks like, he lost. But he's the one who actually caused it, or he's the one who actually, he was the one, and it's making me feel like, is Martell not wanting to say, I don't want those kids? And so instead of him saying that, he's pretending to like fight for them, but then like logistically dropping the ball so that he ends up like losing them on purpose while publicly emoting or publicly demonstrating his love for them. But I don't feel like he's really fighting for them. I don't know. I don't know. With men, they just kind of go their own way. Like my dad, him and my mom were teen parents. And so that would mean when I was like 8, he would have been 26 or 27. You know what I mean? He used to be drinking and partying. He's Haitian. He used to have his little shirt open, his jerry curl, thought he was the shit. And he would come to my grandmother's house to pick me up, and they would tell him no. And I remember when he would come to the doors too. And I used to want to go with him so bad, but I used to smell the malt liquor on his breath. You know what I mean? Now, did I maybe know what the implications of that were? No, but I could smell it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like but you don't know when you're a kid. Anyways, they stopped letting him come around because he was always like, not straight. But I used to want to go with him, but he didn't fight for it. It's not like he went and stopped drinking or got clean. Now, I'm not saying he needed to get clean because he was 26. Like, of course you drinking and partying. Unfortunately, you a father of an 8-year-old, and you're not married, but you're still a young man. You know what I mean? So, but for all intents and purposes, you could say if you wanted it bad enough, then you would have, came correct. But you didn't come correct. So it's like, to me, it gives the vibe of like virtue signaling when you pretend you want something and you declare that you want something, but then your actions don't back it up. When you have every capability in the world to make that happen and you choose not, but yet you standing on the rooftop yelling. Like, that's like gaslighting in a way. You know what I mean? I've learned, whether you're dealing with a man, your dad, your family, nothing is real until the actions and the words match up. I feel like Martell, for some reason, his actions and his words are not matching up. And it's giving me a vibe of he's saying one thing, but he's doing another thing. You know what I mean? It's like, what kind of Jedi mind trick? That's why this devil card is here, because your ass playing these Jedi mind tricks. Like, don't be a coward. Break your kids' hearts to their face and tell them that you can't do it right now. You know what I mean? Somebody is doing a favor for him, though. I think somebody did a monetary, or he's hoping. This isn't hopes and fears, though. This is like the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Ten of Swords in reverse. The Ten of Swords in reverse, that's a success card, I'll tell you that. But the Ten of Swords in reverse success card is like it's temporary. It's not like a big success like a Pentacle or something like that. You know what I mean? It's more so like a relief. You know what I mean? I feel like he's hoping somebody will offer him some type of help. The Knight of Cups here. Wait, so this might be Carlos, y'all, because the Knight of Cups, Carlos has came through as the Knight of Cups. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna read Carlos. I want to read him in his African. Do like a relationship spread. Not looking for negative, but just seeing like we'll be going down in the little rainbow, in the rainbow lounge. It's like I was gonna do a sexual tarot, but I'm like because that's gonna have to take me way back to my days when I was reading Elin Harris, and I'm like I might get carried away with these and end up being a gay novelist. So I ain't going too far because I don't even want that spirit on me. Like, like, but I wanted to do that for some reason. I really wanted to do it in between sheets with Carlos and his African. But I don't know. Maybe that's pushing the envelope too much. You know what I mean? Anyways, back at the ranch. Now, even though the Ten of Swords is technically a Gemini, it's still the suite of Aries. It's Gemini, Aries, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And with this Knight of Cups, this makes me feel like you waiting on Carlos to come through for something. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, I can read these clients as if they're my clients, having nothing to do with the show, but in the context of YouTube, the show, the details of what's going on, that's why I factor in, you know, details of the space that we're in. But technically, you know, the show and none of that has to be associated with these people at all for these tarot readings, because I'm doing it as if they're my clients. But I do factor in this space because that's what I'm technically reading for energetically. In the context of this space in the show, with the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Swords in reverse, this is to me saying that he hopes Carlos comes through for him. Honestly, I think it has to do with some money. It's a favor. I know that. You know what I mean? He's hoping for a favor. It looks like some money. I don't know if he was required to have a certain amount of money in the bank. I don't know. But I know that he was supposed to show something and he didn't. That's what I can tell you. You know what I mean? I have the outcome cards here. Now, the outcome, I think I want to reserve it because I'm going to tell you why. The outcome it's not an action card. It's just energy. And so it's the Temperance card, the Strength card, and the Moon card. These are energies. So what that means is that they have to be clarified by another tarot deck, because I've used the majority of the deck in this spread. So I think I'm going to leave this as a cliffhanger and do a part 2, maybe in a week. And start with those 3 cards and clarify them all. And then maybe do like another spread. Yeah, that's what I think I want to do. I think I want to give it about a week, and then that'll get us closer to, I don't know. I heard that the somebody emailed me and told me that the court date didn't happen or something like that, or that it was postponed to the end of the month. And so I'm like, okay, well, we got time. That's why I wasn't in a rush. I know you guys were expecting me to do it, but I was like, well, I got a little bit of time. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm gonna do right now. So that's the reading, you guys. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you have your notification bells on. Yeah, and I think that's it. I'll see you guys on the next one.